thought I'd do a quick rundown on the fish that have been damaged badly before and recovered, just to show you that they have recovered well. We're gonna begin with the Indian shovelnose that the paroons have chewed up pretty good about 2 years ago, damaging its dorsal fin and skinning most of its back, high back. You can still see the scarring. You sort of can make out the area where the new skin had to grow. So since then there was no damage anymore like that from the paroons or anybody else, and the fish has been doing fine. The red tail hybrid had half of the tail fin removed and it grew back a little funny, so you can see that little piece missing in the hybrid's upper lobe of the tail. Lyrii sometimes gets bites. I never saw who bothers Lyrii, but I think it's the pacu. Once in a while they bite its fins and they grow back, which I'm getting a bit tired of. So I'm thinking of transferring the Lyrii into the 25,000 gallon. I've been thinking about it for almost a year or two, but haven't done it yet because it's much bigger than the Lyrii that lives in there right now, and it could swallow some of the koi and some of the smaller mahseer, which I really wouldn't want to happen. Okay, what else? Some of you may remember this marbled Planet Catfish female that's over 2.5 feet has been bitten really bad by the piraiba on the tail. The tail was pretty much gone, and now it grew back just fine. Looks good. Maybe a little too small, but a little smaller than it should be, but it looks alright. This is the tail that on another female 2.5+ foot marbled catfish that's slightly bigger, so you can compare the size. It's probably about the same size, just slight difference. So this guy recovered pretty well in a 240 gallon, just like the Indian shovelnose, and was put back into here, and I started feeding the piraiba much better so they don't bother it. So it survived just fine. What else is in here? Oh, the smaller elephant ear gourami that also had its tail pretty much removed in this tank. Over there, the one with the black tail. It's turning away. It also spent some time in 240, but then recuperated in 1800 gallons for a while until its tail grew back. A little misshapen, but this fish overall is kind of funny and misshapen. So something is unique about this elephant ear gourami. Our other elephant ear gourami, the one that's sitting on the bottom right now, that's what it should look like. Where did you go? Oh, here he is, right in the middle. He's coming over to say hello. Yes, we're talking about you. So he was chewed up probably about a year ago, I want to say. Or maybe a couple of years. Time flies and I forget, but its tail has had to grow brand new. The dorsal on the Brachyplatystoma vaillantii catfish has never grown back as it used to be from it's been damaged too many times in the fights. That was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So that one never grew back and remains in a shameful condition. I don't think anybody else in this tank really suffered something like that, so we're gonna move on. I mean, suffered a great injury from tank mates, or a significant injury. Some of you may remember that we have a big sun catfish, which is now really fat, that had been chewed up by synodontis for a long time, which is why synodontis had to be taken out of this tank. It had a crater, a round crater, gnawed right below the dorsal, where you can see slight depression right now. So it looks pretty good. It healed up very nicely, and the dorsal fin grew back some, and other fins grew back some. So that's nice that this fish made a good comeback. The fins on the chewed up black ear, especially the dorsal, didn't grow back, and the tail is also, both upper lobe and the lower lobe have been compromised and never grew back to the full size and beauty as they were before on this badly stunted fish. Or actually, it's not stunted, it's probably very poor genes. We get them from aquaculture. They're being raised for food in Asia, and some of the culls make it into the aquarium fish trade. All right, other fish in here, I don't think had suffered from anything like that. None here. None here. I don't know why this dark spots on the white bar, the smaller white bar silver dollars, why they're not disappearing or remaining. I don't know what caused them in the first place, because we got them like that from our great friend and a donor, Matthew Long. So I'm not sure what kind of injury that was. You can see it's healed up, but it's skinned over and looks all right, but it hasn't. You can still see it. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. I wanted to show the progress that the gulper catfish made, the one that had a huge patch of skin missing, fall off after I gave it an injection, a botched injection. But you don't see it very well behind the other gulper. I don't want to disturb them to show them to you, even though it wouldn't be a biggie at all. Here's a little guy. Thank you for showing it to us. So that patch is starting to skin over real well. Never had any inflammation or any redness. So I'm very pleased to see that. think anybody else that we still have here suffered a major injury to earn a spot in this gruesome review of badly injured fish in our collection. There's probably some in the 25,000 gallons, but it's night and it's too dark in there for me to show you anybody in there. So I could probably do it in the daylight later. I'm just looking at everybody else, and I'm not remembering anybody else with significant problems. JLo had some problems with her tail, but her tail has healed up pretty well a long time ago. You gotta show us your tail, honey. Yeah, see how nice and round it is, rounded off, no missing chunks. When she was in the 4,500 gallon, the Piraiba, maybe others, the big Piraiba, was tethering its tail, trying to see if they can swallow it or not once in a while, which is why this fish is in the 240 gallon now. All of these guys are new and okay. Never any problems with big injuries here. Alright, so that should do it for now. Thank you for watching. Thug is on patrol.